There are decisions in life that leave a mark. And buying the wrong house can be one of the most expensive. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or already have some experience. There are certain types of properties that look like bargains, but are actually financial traps in disguise. They promise stability but deliver debt, stress, and silent losses. Today I'm going to show you the kinds of properties you should never buy if your goal is to build real wealth through real estate. This isn't theory, it's common sense, experience, and what actually works in the real estate game. And if you stick around until the end, I'll reveal the exact profile of the kind of house you should buy. The one that lets you live off rental income, protect your money, and grow your net worth over time. Because in this business, it's not about who buys the most, it's about who buys the smartest. House type number 1. Homes that are too old. They might look charming, with vintage moldings, high ceilings, and that romantic historical aura. But behind every antique brick, there's often a silent nightmare waiting. I'm talking about houses over 100 years old or located in designated historical zones. The issue isn't just their age, it's what that age implies. Outdated electrical systems, corroded pipes, hidden moisture, unstable foundations, and a laundry list of costly repairs that usually don't show up until you're already stuck. And if the house is labeled as a historical landmark, get ready for a bureaucratic nightmare of permits, regulations, and overpriced materials. Worst of all, many buy these homes thinking they'll renovate and flip them fast. But all they do is lose time, money, and often their peace of mind. Real estate investing is not an emotional act. It's a strategic move. And no matter how charming these homes may seem, they're a bad move. House type number 2. Homes renovated, just to sell fast. At first glance, they look flawless. Shiny floors, fresh paint, a kitchen straight out of a magazine. But be careful. These are homes that have been rushed through renovation, done as cheaply and quickly as possible, just to sell fast and cash in. And that's a problem, because often those renovations are purely cosmetic. They skip the important stuff. Old plumbing isn't replaced. Weak structures aren't reinforced. Outdated wiring remains untouched. They just slap on a fresh coat of paint to make it look modern. But inside, it's still a ticking time bomb. And most buyers fall for it. They miss the warning signs: misaligned doors, sloppy paint, cheap materials, loose fittings. Investing in one of these can end up costing you way more than you imagined, because when the important things start to break, and they will, the repair bill lands squarely on your shoulders. Remember, a good investment isn't about how nice a house looks when you walk in. It's about how safe and durable it really is. House type number 3. Properties in disaster-prone areas. Some places look like a dream: beachfront, riverside, surrounded by nature. But if you don't know what you're doing, that dream can quickly become a financial nightmare. I'm talking about properties located in high-risk areas where natural disasters, floods, landslides, hurricanes are common. And the real danger? It's not just physical, it's the hidden costs. Extremely expensive mandatory insurance. Recurring damage that lowers the property's value. Difficulty reselling. Few buyers want that kind of risk. Many people fall for the scenery, unaware that a single storm can cause tens of thousands in damage, often not covered. And even if the view is stunning, if you live in constant fear of losing it all, that's not an investment, that's a gamble. A true investor doesn't chase adrenaline, they seek stability. And you won't find that in places where nature calls the shots. House type number 4. Homes without access to basic utilities. Some homes seem cheap for a reason, and that reason can be very expensive. I'm talking about properties without access to essential public utilities like running water, sewage, or municipal electricity. In these cases, the house relies on private systems: wells, septic tanks, generators. And here's the catch: anything that breaks, you pay for it. And we're not talking about fixing a leaky faucet. We're talking about black water leaks, water pump replacements, underground pipe repairs, and constant technical maintenance. These homes also tend to have less market demand. So if you ever plan to sell or rent it, finding someone willing to take on that burden will be tough. Here's a simple rule: the more private systems a property depends on, the more responsibility you're taking on. And instead of financial freedom, you could end up a slave to technical problems. House type number 5, homes that lose value over time. A property should give you peace of mind and grow in value over time. But some homes do the opposite. They lose value every year, even as you keep paying for them. I'm talking about mobile or prefabricated homes. Lightweight structures often sold as the cheapest way to start. And sure, the upfront cost might seem attractive, but here's the trap. They're not real assets. They don't appreciate. In fact, they depreciate just like a car. And in many cases, you're not even buying the land it sits on. You're only buying the structure and still paying rent for the land. So you're buying something that doesn't grow in value and costs you money every month. As an investor, your goal must be clear. Buy assets that gain value, not ones that rot away like an old appliance. Because real estate investing isn't about owning a cheap little house. It's about building solid, lasting wealth. House type number 6, properties that are hard to resell. Here's what many forget when buying a home. One day you'll want to sell it. And when that day comes, you'd better have a property that lots of people actually want to buy. But some homes, while seemingly functional, dramatically limit your future market. For example, homes in age-restricted communities, like 55-plus neighborhoods. Properties with odd layouts, windowless rooms, narrow hallways, or awkward designs. Homes in remote or hard-to-access areas. What happens with these homes? When it's time to sell, very few buyers are interested. And when demand drops, so does the price. Or worse, you can't sell it at all. A smart investor doesn't buy with their heart. They buy with their next move in mind. They buy knowing the property must be easy to transform, rent or resell, quickly, easily, and profitably. If you buy something only you like, you'll be stuck with something only you can afford to keep. That's not an investment. That's a weight around your neck. And if you've made it this far, I want to reward you with something important. Most people tell you what to avoid, but few tell you what to actually look for. So pay close attention, because this might be the difference between losing money or starting your path to real financial freedom. The best house you can buy as an investor is not the prettiest or the cheapest. It's the one most people want to live in. A functional home with a good layout, at least 2 or 3 bedrooms, close to essential services, easy access, and most importantly, priced within the local market average. This kind of property rents fast, sells fast, and gains value over time. And if you can buy it below market value, you're generating profit from day one, even if you don't lift a finger. That's how an investor thinks. You don't buy with emotion, you buy with vision. And while others go into debt for a house they can barely afford, you're building an asset that works for you, because in the end, it's not about owning many houses, it's about owning the right one. And now, you know which one that is. If this video opened your eyes, imagine what the next one can do. Subscribe now so you never miss out on what's coming. Here, we speak clearly, with no fluff, and with one goal only: to help you make decisions that build your freedom and don't leave just yet. The video you see on screen is the perfect next step to keep learning how to invest smart. Click now. That information might be exactly what you need to take your next step.